Hi, and welcome to the second episode of my Alpha Biomes mini-series featuring the Gelatinous Superorganism. I'm Icon, and we're here in the midst of the jelly, and we're having right now a drought, so all the jelly plants have died. And today I'm going to continue my trip around the one of the craziest alpha biomes available. It's all jelly here. So first off, I wanted to see about the walk speed modifications this biome features, because between this and the last episode, I thought about a few things which might be interesting for this episode. So today I'm going to talk more about bigger strategical decisions and what makes this biome unique in the details and stuff like that. At least I'm trying to cover up as much information as possible, because after all, this mini-series is all about giving you a good impression about what to expect in here. So let's start with the soil here. Slime grass, 81%. Stony soil, that's one normal flooring, would be 87%. So slimy grass is already a slight downgrade. Slimy mud, 52%. Hardened slime ground seems to be the exact... yeah, here we can see it quite well. So rough hardened slime and hardened slime ground are all normal floor types that are absolutely similar to a regular flooring we know and value. It's worth noting though that this stuff here is all like behaving like normal mud. So even though you might assume that this biome would hinder you more, I don't know what's the movement of normal grass. Could be 81% too, I don't know, from the backside of my mind, but this is not the biggest change here. So overall, mobility is not really hindered or such. Apart from that, we're obviously suffering from the complete lack of stone whatsoever. So I got a really nice idea between the last episode's comments, and that's the pebble mitt. The pebble mitt and its larger cousin, the boulder mitt, are shedding regularly stone blocks. So these are, as a matter of fact, the ideal companion pets for your playthroughs here, because we can have a lot of free stones here, but minimum handling skill 6. Yes. Oh, Yuki is the person. So I just got confused with the names and the orders here. So I can reassign them? Okay, whatever. So I'm going to try and tame away on that animal here at some point later down the road. But yeah, that's definitely worth noting that any animal or any source that brings you steel or wood in larger amounts is valuable out here. So if you want to go for a tribal start or such, here we can go for the with the tribal start you have the tree sowing technology, but I'm not sure if we can get the slimy tree, if we can plant any other trees than slimy trees outside here. That's one thing that I'm going to check out alongside of this series, because these are really interesting questions, like can we actually plant a different type of tree or not. But right now we can't plant anything because we're in the midst of a drought. Apart from these things, this is a pretty friendly biome overall. I feel like it is way less dangerous than I had the propane lakes in memory or other alpha biomes are already tried out. You have a abundance of food. You have no massively occurring natural predators, because I don't see anything going here. And if there were anything quite regularly around here, we would have already noticed that. I mean, sure, I'm only 7 days in, but like Feralisk jungle, it's all in the name. And there are several other biomes that are full with animals that are ruining your day a lot harder than out here. Basically here all I need to do is mine and break down the slime chunks and I'm having food. It might be disgusting, but it's food nevertheless. So that's something I wanted to try out during the last episode as well. What's the mood debuff of a slime meal? So it's a awful meal. Basically, it's just the same like Nutri-Paste meal. So the food available here is endless. You have a similar meal type like the Nutri-Paste meal available by just chopping down walls and breaking down the chunks. And overall, all the things here where the slime can be harvested and turned into food. So I wanted to go for the beauty display here because that was one thing I was interested in as well. Because the question that came up for me was, is this place uglier than other places? But so far, it's just the regular -1 you have everywhere. The regular -2 raw walls always have. I'm not sure about the raw chunks here, if they are extra ugly or anything like that. Let's see, maybe we can find that out. Base value -8 now. So if that... I would need a different type of chunk. Let's see, steel slag chunks, they're also -8. So slime is not particularly nasty to look at. Wonderful. So we got that question covered too. Meanwhile, we tamed the 2 alpacas that I wanted. Very good, because alpacas are great to have. You can train them to be your combat animals too. I mean, they're not particularly effective as combat animals, but if you don't have anything, they can tank for you. And especially early game raiders, send 2 alpacas between them and have 2 or 3 people with decent guns behind that. You're safe for quite some time with that setup. It's simple yet wonderful effective. And that's why I like to tame animals that are easy to tame and have intermediate trainability. Also, alpacas give you wool, and wool is always awesome. All animals that give you wool are awesome, because I think there are no wools which are particularly bad, except for anything modded. So, the Ambushed Duke, why not? I want some Psycast. Yuki gets the Psycast. So, what is it this time? A man-hunting needle roll. At least something alien. So, things I also notice here. Problems this biome brings. Traps are hard to come by. All the materials I usually like to use for security measures are hard to come by here. You don't have too much stone, so large fortification measures are really not easy to pull off. And apart from that, you also suffer from the problem that you're not going to be able to build too many traps, because traps are either stone or wood or metal, and all these materials are valuable. So in an environment where we don't have any of these available, these materials get more and more valuable. The real important question, after all, remains what kind of trees can we sow out here. So since I'm that curious, I don't shy away from spawning myself a how is it called, a persona tech prof sub persona core, because I just want to know and I don't want to drag out this question unnecessarily long. I'm not shy to admit that I use the dev mode for tutorial issues and such. So we're going to learn tree sowing right away. No, use here, because these questions are for me quite important. So now I can return to my battery research and everything is just fine. Alright, so let's check it out. The shuttle has arrived and the drought is over. So let's re-enable the sewing. A autoload, a send, and so many things to do these days. Yeah. Alright, so let's check it out. We can plant palm trees. Okay, so we're saved on that corner. So slimy trees are also a possibility. Orange trees are available, but these are vanilla expanded modded content. So yeah, wood is available via the tree sowing technology. I just wanted to know if it's a possibility or not, because I feel like that's changing something. But nevertheless, that only means I have access to wood. Wood is your only mass producible solid solid material is the wrong stuffable material which you can mass produce. That's I think the most precise way to say it. So wow, that's a pretty nasty downside to all that, because having no regular access to any building materials except for wood. Wooden fortifications are bad. So this really makes up for a very, very challenging base building. So I realize the slime biome's real difficulty lies within the mid and late game, where you'll get severely punished if your preparations were lackluster. And preparing yourself here is certainly not that easy. So next thing I'm realizing is smelter. I need a smelter. Correct sentences. I'm realizing that a early smelter is very, very useful in this environment, because the ability to smelter in steel slag chunks is extremely valuable, and I'm going to accept that little package. Gonna be right back, friends. And there we are back. So the real difficulty in this biome is really lying within the long-term buildup of your colony. I think the tree sowing technology, as far as I see things, is absolutely imperative to get at least some sort of fortification rolling. Definitely going to expand my little orchard here to larger amounts. And colonist needs treatment. Faulkner, you're acidified. Oh my god, that's brain scar from the acid? So, bottom line, we can't auto-hunt slimes, like, period. That's just foolish as... So, you learn from that, my friends. You learn from that. Because I just did a really horrible thing to Faulkner. And he lost just by this 30% of his total efficiency. Like, he's stoned forever, just without fun, man. Poor guy. Alright, these slimes are therefore pretty dangerous, and let's ask myself some other thing. The trainability is simple. So while I might be not able to send them on my enemies at will, locking them inside some kind of zone your typical raider, mechanoid, whatnot has to pass seems to be a smart choice as soon as you have tamed them, because any form of attackers has this unhealthy behavior of attacking your animals at any cost. If raiders are stuck with the idea that they want to kill one of your animals, they're going to do for that. Most of the time they even ignore your own people chasing them. It's fun in a strange way. At the same time, I really wonder if you can weaponize these green goos. So they're going to clone like in every 11 days or such. It's quite quick. So we're going to tame one of those goos. Come on. I just can't not do it. I think this is definitely part of the challenge of this biome, to have at least one green goo tamed. And look what it does. It's just me. Or... anyways, so another thing I want to have is a tailor bench, because tailor bench is always nice. A stonecutter table, I already have that. Art bench, that's what I wanted as well. So, I mean, I have now a spot where I'm growing my wood, so we won't be having these problems forever. And there was another comment with considering the dirt amount. So we have here slime lying around, even though there's practically no reason to have slime. So as far as I see things, running around outside there is just carrying way more pollution than any other biome I've met before. So I don't have any proof of that yet, and I think I'm going to do some research in between this and the next episode. But I have the slight feeling that whoever put up the question if this biome is dirtier than others, I think the answer is yes. My first impressions go towards that assumption, at least. Alright, so throwing rocks? Kidding me? I'm going to pick up some throwing rocks. Why does anybody put throwing rocks into transport pods? Well, we never will get an answer to this question, as much as I would like to have one. So, clothing, one thing. Sculptures, another thing. Just want to check out if there's a chance to do slime art, you know? Maybe I can use the raw chunks or hardened food. Well, I just wanted to check out. Sometimes you can do here, like crystalline wood is viable. We're out of that biome already, but no, gems are completely a different mod, so no slime art. I would have been very, very surprised about that, but for the sake of completionism, I have to check that out. So Yuki wants a meditation spot now. And our visitors gave a present. A good recurve bow. Wonderful. That's at least useful. Because I don't have too many ideas where the slime is coming from. I mean, now I'm going to clean it up one more time. And, I mean, I had one goo in the freezer, yeah. But two things. I'm going to forbid my animals... here. So let's do a quick animal zone. A real quick one, promise. It's the quickest way of doing animal zones that I know of. Bang. Just like that. Just invert and exclude whatever you want to be protected from animals. Assign. Done. Except for Kilo. The Maine Coon is allowed to stay in here because she's a hauler. I always exclude haulers from this rule because simple reasons, I'd say. Destroy apparel. Can I destroy here as well? Never thought about that, but yeah. Well, I always keep the tainted clothing and sell them at some point. It's not really much money you gain from that, but somehow I have a hard time not doing that. So yeah, there's already slime. And due to that, I'm pretty sure that the whole theory is true, because usually there would be it would be specified differently, not as slime. It's a clear statement that there's the nature of this dirt is slime. Usually, I think it's called blood. I know of, but I think it's dirt or dust. I don't know. It's either dirt or dust. Whatever the case, it's not slime. That's what I'm absolutely sure about. My palm tree grove is going nicely, meanwhile. Awesome. Fertility 100% at the large parts of this biome. So we are definitely able to do crazy agricultural things. Helixian. So yeah, this kind of slug. So the Helixian slug is a genetically modified strain of the leopard slug intended as a fast corpse disposal aid. Aside from the obvious size alteration, the Helixian constantly secretes a foul-smelling corrosive gas that produces an uncomfortable itchy sensation in living beings. This gas is mostly harmless unless it comes into contact with decaying organic matter. It greatly accelerates corpse rotting, liberating a black putrid liquid known as purge fluid or corpse bile. The Helixian happily feeds on this liquid sludge, although it can also feed on other organic matter if needed. The sight of a Helixian slug is quite revolting, not only the sight, the description as well, and watching one wallowing in a pile of human corpses is, to say the least, a deeply traumatizing experience. I wonder if these things are part of this biome. I'm going to try and... Whoa! Maybe not tame it. 20% revenge chance. Didn't expect that. So, yeah, it's filthy as hell. Alright, so, yeah. You guys were definitely right. One other downside of this biome, it's dirty here. It's definitely dirty. And, poor Faulkner, one of the most unlucky people you might think of. Getting acid scars on your brain. Like, and he's not having any wounds on the eyes or anywhere else. I hope for that. The acid went directly on his brain, however that came together. Heat stroke. You boy are having a heat stroke. Alright, so definitely gonna whip up some hats for these guys. Who's my crafter? Yuki's my crafter. And definitely want to finish the technology behind batteries as quick as possible, because it's just painful to not have batteries when you're running wind power. For me at least, I just like that so much. And dusters. Alright, so leather. Leather doesn't seem to be a bigger problem here. I mean, sure, the goose don't give any leather, but there's plenty of small game, monkeys, chinchillas, lots of animals that are a little bit annoying to hunt, but at least they come in large numbers and they're not dangerous at all to take care of. So, I mean, that's definitely a plus side. And apart from that, I seriously catched myself a cold between episode 1 and 2. So, basically, my runny nose from yesterday turned into a full-fledged gelatinous superorganism, I'm afraid. So, the organism is me. Jokes aside, I just found it very, very funny to get a cold immediately when you start recording this series, so maybe a side effect of this biome. Feel free to tell me if it's running for you as well. Alright, today we're going to finish the batteries for sure, and so for the future here, I'm already realizing how hard it'll be to build a real fortification here. It's amazing how hard I feel like we're going to have it to put up some real defenses. Like in this biome, I don't really know how to defend myself for real. So that nasty thing. Whoa! Is it? Can they bleed? Yes, they can bleed. Alright. At some point they start bleeding. Jeez. So, I mean, maybe if I'm no. Auto-hunting these guys is always a bad idea. I just realized that there is no scenario where I can be absolutely sure that my guys won't be behaving like idiots and standing right next to that goo and exploding themselves. I have no guarantee for that not happening because reasons. Alright, so am I correct that these things... Wow, these Helixians are vicious. They're having a 100% revenge chance? Simple trainability. Dang. And what do we earn from that? Nothing. If I slaughter them, they seem to only give meat and no leather. Weird animals. Very, very weird animals. I wonder if they are part of this biome or if you can run into them at other spots too, but they certainly seem to fit in here quite well. Alright. So batteries are up and running, and yeah, that's what's happening here. I guess biofuel. Biofuel must be a super powerful technology for this area here, because we're basically having food everywhere. Tall, slimy grass, that's also a thing? Didn't realize. So let's go through the ecology roster one more time and see what's unique here as well, but I think that was it. Banana trees, so that's also something I could use for the food gain. I just realized. Alright. We made a small sculpture out of steel. Great. I can't remember I really had that in mind, but beautifully well done, I guess. So vanilla expanded. Let's see, is there anything which would change something for this biome in particular? I just want to check what might be very interesting here. So obviously using some mod to acquire stone, like the quarry mod or something like that, are obviously a very, very powerful choice in this biome due to obvious reasons. But apart from that, yeah, I don't think that this biome needs a third episode, my friends, because we've seen it all so far. There's only the possibility that there are some animals that I didn't notice here, but I won't be uncovering anything new on the next episode. So I think I'm going to close it off here. I expected more content to do on this biome, but since I want to give you friends a good overview about the alpha biomes, that's it. So you'll have a hard time fortifying yourself in this area. You should use wood somehow, because that seems to be one of the best ways to do it. And if you're tired of that, bring the quarry mod or bring other mods which implement stone as a resource in here. I think, yeah, that sums it up. It's dirty. It's really, really fertile after all. You're having food to no end. So you can really eat whatever you want and do whatever you want. And apart from that, the animal scope is quite similar to a jungle without the heavy influx of predators. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little tour over the Gelatinous Superorganism. And for the next mini-series, let's see where I'll be headed there. Going to do more and more of the alpha biomes alongside of the series. If you think that there's some good reason to do episode 3 of this series, feel free to drop me a comment down below. But I don't want to produce stale and empty content, so without any further inspirations, we're going to go somewhere else. Also, feel free to give me some idea where to go next if you want, and feel free to leave a thumbs up on that series if you want to make it a little bit more visible, or drop a subscription on my channel if you want to support the project as a whole. Whatever you want to do or don't, I hope you're having a great time, and we're going to see each other soon again. Bye bye.